Welcome back to our psychology journey. In today's episode, we'll explore the main branches of psychology and see how each one offers a unique window into understanding human behavior. When we talk about branches, think of psychology as a tree with many limbs. Each limb studies different questions and uses different methods, but they all connect back to understanding how our minds work. First, there's clinical psychology, which focuses on diagnosing and treating mental health issues. Clinical psychologists help people manage conditions like anxiety, depression, or phobias, using therapy approaches such as talking therapies, cognitive techniques, and sometimes collaborating with medical professionals to prescribe medication. Next, counseling psychology also offers support, but often for everyday life challenges, stress management, relationship issues, career decisions. Think of counseling psychologists as guides who help you navigate life's important crossroads. Then we have educational psychology, dedicated to learning and teaching. These psychologists work with schools to develop effective teaching methods, create assessments, and understand how children and adults learn best. If you ever wondered why some students struggle in class or how to make study habits stick, educational psychologists are the experts. Developmental psychology looks at how people change across their lifespan from infancy to old age. They study physical growth, language acquisition, emotional development, and social relationships at each stage of life. By understanding these patterns, we can support healthy development from childhood through retirement. There's social psychology, which examines how our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are influenced by other people. Topics include group behavior, persuasion, stereotypes, and interpersonal attraction. Why do we conform in a group? How do attitudes change? Social psychologists design experiments and surveys to answer these questions. Moving into the brain, biopsychology or biological psychology explores the connection between our biology and behavior. Using brain imaging, genetics, and physiological measures, they investigate how brain structures, chemicals, and genes influence our thoughts and emotions. Cognitive psychology studies mental processes like perception, memory, problem-solving, and language. When you remember a face, make a decision, or solve a puzzle, you're using cognitive processes. Cognitive psychologists run experiments to uncover how these processes work and how they might fail, as in memory disorders. In the workplace, industrial organizational psychology applies psychological principles to organizations and employees. They focus on hiring, training, performance evaluation, job satisfaction, and leadership, helping organizations create healthier, more productive work environments. There's also health psychology, which looks at how psychological factors influence physical health and illness. Health psychologists study stress, coping mechanisms, and behavior change, like encouraging exercise or healthy eating to prevent disease and improve well-being. Finally, forensic psychology bridges psychology and the legal system, working with law enforcement, courts, and prisons. They assess criminal behavior, provide expert testimony, and help in criminal profiling and rehabilitation. Each of these branches uses the same scientific rigor: experiments, observations, surveys, and statistical analysis, but applies it to different questions and real-world problems. Over the next episodes, we'll dive deeper into selected branches, exploring their methods, key findings, and applications. Whether you're fascinated by the mind-body connection or eager to understand how groups influence individual behavior, there's a branch waiting for you. And remember, listening to these discussions in English will also sharpen your language skills as you learn new terms and hear them used in context. That's all for today's episode. Next time, we'll take a closer look at developmental psychology, how we grow and change from birth through adulthood. Thanks for tuning in, and keep exploring the wonders of the human mind.